Hello everybody, One Penny here, about 5 miles into today's hike. Got a restful spot by a church here to talk a little bit. I figured it's probably way past time for the W's. Who, what, when, where, and why, what I'm doing, all this. So I think I'll start with the who and the what and the why, because the where is all over the place. But I'm One Penny. Retired, have been someone who likes to do different things than normal my whole life. I've done a lot of home remodeling for my own benefit, to just because I like doing that. I've helped a lot of people. A lot of my life has been spent trying to help people. Um, I have traveled the world. I've run a marathon on all 7 continents, run 17 marathons. I've done triathlons, individual events. So I recently retired and trying to figure out something different to do, and trying to figure out a way to, whatever that is, to benefit people. So that's who I am, and what I am doing is hiking, backpacking from Key West up to Canada. Actually, I'll end the hiking part at Mount Katahdin, as far as the northbound, and then I have to work my way down to Bangor, because I'll need to pick up my bike that I will ship up there, and then get with my bike up to Calais, which is a town on the Canadian border, and it is the northern terminus of what is called the East Coast Greenway. And the East Coast Greenway goes 3,000 miles back down the eastern coast all the way to Key West. So I'm hiking from Key West to Canada, then riding a bike from Canada all the way back down to Key West. And along the way, why, other than my own desire to do something like that, is to try to benefit people. I'm going to be asking people to make contributions to Habitat for Humanity, which deals with housing for people in lower income. I'm going to ask people to donate to Tunnels to Towers, specifically because part of their focus is on first responders, and I haven't found very many charities anywhere really that focus on first responders. They also focus on military, but for military, I'm asking people to donate to Wounded Warriors. Wounded Warriors has a really good history, and one of the things that is of concern to them is that they do is they offer a lot of counseling. It's not just the housing; they offer a lot of counseling, and that counseling is important to help prevent veteran suicide, which has been a big issue in this country for a while. I think it's one vet every hour takes their life. So Wounded Warriors for that. And then I'm also asking people to make a donation to the East Coast Greenway, which is the bike route. It is, depending on where and when and who you talk to them, it's about 50% complete. When it is 100% complete, it will be 100% off-road, and I believe that also means it'll be paved. So it'll be a paved off-road route where you can ride a bicycle without any threat or fear of being hit by a car. So I think that's pretty nice too. So I'm not asking people to donate to all 4 of those charities. Just pick your charity and make a donation. And the donation, I'll probably have another video talking about that, but the rundown is my entire trip, I'm estimating, is going to be 7,500 and some odd miles. So I'm asking people to donate basically a penny per mile, specifically $75.75 to the charity, one of those charities. You donate to more than one if you want, but at least one. And that particular amount is for a particular reason. When I'm done with this, I hope to be able to reach out to individuals from those organizations and say, how many contributions did you get that were exactly $75.75? So then when I'm finished with this effort, I don't know what to call it, but a friend of mine started calling it a quest. So I think that sounds pretty good. I think I'll start calling it my quest. Um, when I finish this quest, I would like to be able to reach out to people from those organizations and say, hey, how many contributions did you get that were $75.75, and try to get an idea of the impact this might have. Now, I don't know if it'll have any impact. I just started doing these videos. I just set the YouTube channel up. I don't know anything about this, anything about videos and YouTube and stuff other than watching videos. So um, I think an important thing for all of you to know is that I'm not looking to make any money from any of this. I'm not looking, there's a lot of YouTube channels, they get sponsors and they get what they call the Patreons to give them money. I'm not asking anybody for any money. I'm funding all my stuff myself. Certainly accept the kindness of strangers along the way. People have brought me cold drinks, or some went off and brought me back a whole meal. And specifically cold drinks when you're out here walking in the hot sun all this time. People are just very nice, and I certainly would accept that, but I'm not asking anybody to give me any money to defray any of my costs. It's nothing for me, all for others. That's what this is. I'm asking people to make donations that will help people in various areas of life. Economically challenged for housing, first responders who've been injured, veterans who have been injured, and the East Coast Greenway, because that is something that is an interest of mine. So that's who I am. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing it. The where is north to south, eastern part of the country. And I had hoped when I started this is actually, I believe, the fourth time I've tried to start this. I had planned to try to do this all in 1 year, starting at midnight, December 31st, the beginning of the new year. I was going to step off from the buoy in Key West and hike all the way up and then ride all the way down. And I thought it would take me about 11 months, maybe 11 and a half months. And life doesn't happen that way. So yeah, I was in a relationship with somebody who was going to, we were going to buy a van, and then she was going to drive support for me, which meant, I could walk without having to carry this big heavy backpack and worry about camping every night, and that would have made everything a lot easier. But that didn't work out. And then Hurricane Helene came along and wrecked a good portion of the Appalachian Trail. So I went out and volunteered in some of that cleanup. And it was tough to see, specifically Hot Springs. I had been to Hot Springs before and really liked it, a cool little town. And then to go back and see how much was torn up was kind of heartbreaking. But that happened, and so that kind of pushed it, and I figured I'd just push it for an entire year. So then last year I was looking at doing this again. I pretty much had everything set. I had a woman move into my home to care for my pets and my home, and she was there for 3 months, and a month before leaving, she just left me a note and said that she was quitting. So scramble around trying to find another way to get through this, and my neighbor, who is my best friend where I live, he's in his 80s, and he volunteered to take care of the cats. I had 2 other neighbors who volunteered to take care of my yard once in a while, and I had someone to I had the bases covered, and I made sure they were all okay with it. They all volunteered, and so I was planning to go. And then my brother decided he could help for a while, but he couldn't start until January 8th. So we skipped another January 1st, went to January 8th, started out. Did really well getting through the Keys and around Homestead and across Florida to the swamp, the beginning of the southern end of the Florida Trail, and got through the swamp and the area north of 75, got through the Seminole Indian Reservation and the walk all the way up to Lake Okeechobee. And during that walk, was watching the weather up north because it was on the news about the really historically cold weather coming in and all the snow that was supposed to come. The snow where I'm from was estimated because of the variety of estimates. It was just unreal. Anywhere from 0 to 29 inches. Take your pick. I think they ended up with about maybe 3 or 4 inches of snow. But was paying attention to that because I have an old house, and what happened was the water lines froze. So just before that, my neighbor who was taking care of the cats got sick and went to the hospital. So other neighbors were filling in taking care of the cats, but nobody knew that he would be in the hospital and be sick for such a long time. So it was getting to be, I felt it was getting to be a burden on the other neighbors to take care of the cat, not knowing when it would end. And then one of my cats was not well, and then they called me up one afternoon and said, "Hey, everything was fine this morning, but this afternoon you've got water shooting outside of your house." So one of my pipes had broke, and I just decided there's too much going on at home. I've got to head back up there and get things straightened out. So had the water shut off. I flew home. I took care of that. A few days later, another pipe broke because of the cold, and so I capped that off. My neighbor's out of the hospital. After 3-4 weeks up there, he was feeling better. So that was a relief. He's a wonderful man. And I advertised for someone who would be looking for free rent, place to live, and act as a caretaker for my home. And I got a nice guy who has moved in, and he's taking care of everything. I have a lot of security cameras around my house, so I can see the cats and see that they're fine, and see everything that's going on. So I flew back down to start this again, but I don't do well in the heat. Walking in the heat just kills me. So I jumped north a ways. I flew into Pensacola instead of Lake Okeechobee, and started up through the wilderness there. There's a 45-mile walk in Florida, and then like another 32 miles in Alabama before you get to a place where you can resupply, and it's all wilderness, all camping out, all carrying your own stuff. Unfortunately, in this area, it's been historically hot, hotter than normal. So I've been suffering quite a bit with the heat and walking, and but people have been fantastic. They've just been wonderful. And I have gotten up into Alabama and just keep going. So I don't know. The lesson I learned from trying to start this all the different times is that life's not gonna behave. You never know what's gonna happen. And I think it was nice that I had the thought that I could try to finish this in 1 year, but it's gonna last. It's gonna take time. And I'll have to take breaks every so often. 65, soon to be 66. So, I'll do the best I can. I don't know how these videos come across. I hope people find them interesting. I've got to get into some kind of a rhythm. But I don't know how to do something to generate interest from people so that they'll keep watching and get them to donate. I'll probably try to have some videos where I kind of talk more in depth about the different charities, and have one video specifically for how to donate to the different charities. But for right now, I've been sitting here for about 15-20 minutes, relaxing in the shade of the church here, and I got about 4 more miles to go today. My goal is for a pair of churches that seem to have big front porches, and I want to get there and make sure that it's okay that I can camp out on one of those porches tonight, because there's a big storm coming that is supposed to start raining really heavy around midnight and go until 7 or 8 or 9 in the morning, maybe later. And I really do not want to be out in the tent underneath some trees during a heavy storm like that. I'd rather be someplace that's a little more secure. So I'll head on down the road, try to get to those places, and see if I can contact someone to get permission. And if not, generally people are okay. Just the one church back down the road where someone had an issue with me resting there. So I better get up and get on my way. But so that's who I am. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing it. I hope that you will see benefit in contributing to one of those charities and give it a go. And I hope I can make some of these videos that are interesting and show you some of the beautiful, beautiful areas of the country that I'm walking through. Just some really gorgeous things out here. You turn a corner and something's amazing. I am so lucky. I keep thinking that all the time. I am so lucky that I get to be out here and do this. And I could absolutely fail. I could get injured or hurt, or something could happen at home, and I may have to stop this whole thing. But as long as I can, I'm going to keep going, and hopefully that this will turn into something that benefits people. So I think I'll end the video, and I will get on my way. But thank you guys all for watching. See you later.